What is up everyone, it's Humandrill here. If you've been looking for an aggressive deck that can swarm the board and pressure even the top meta decks, this list might be exactly what you need. Today I'm back with another 2020 Chopper deck list, and this time for the OP-14 and EB-04 format. This deck is all about flooding the board early, followed by attacking multiple times and never letting your opponent stabilize. I am very excited for this format as it's the first time we're getting cards from a set before Japan, which is going to shake things up and create an entirely new meta for us. I'm really looking forward to seeing what decks start topping at big events and even at locals. With that said, let's get right into the deck list. For those who don't know, 2020 Chopper is a leader that came out in OP-08. His effect is active main. You can give up to 3 of your animal or drum kingdom type characters up to 1 rested dawn each. This effect is what allows the deck to flood the board quickly while keeping up constant pressure by reusing the dawns that we have used to play out characters. To start, we're running 6 Nami Searchers split between the OP-01 and the EB-02 variants. Both are Straw Hat Searchers, and since most of our deck is Straw Hat type, they are extremely consistent. And next up, we have the SC-21 Sanji. Most of the time, this card functions as a 2k counter, but it really shines when your opponent is at 0 life and hiding behind a wall of blockers. Sanji allows one of your Straw Hat characters with 6,000 power or more to become unblockable, which is huge for closing out games. And next up, we're going to be going over the Chopper package, starting out with the EB-01 Chopper. This Chopper is a blocker, and when attacking, if it has 2 Dawn attached, it gives minus 3,000 power to one of your opponent's characters for the turn. This helps us deal with larger threats and maintain board control. Next up, we have the EB-02 Chopper, which on play, this Chopper lets us give a rested dawn to one of our characters or our leader. And it also has a second effect, which on our opponent's turn, if it has 2 dawns attached, it gains plus 2k power. So this card is especially useful against 6k leaders like Ace, letting us reuse more dawns with our leader effect as well, while also being a great target for our next Chopper, which is the OP-04 Chopper. This one on play, it allows us to play an animal type character from our hands that has 3,000 power or less, which helps us to flood the board quicker and stay being aggressive in matchups where time isn't on our side. And next up, we have the engine, of course, the OP-08 Chopper. Like I said, this is the engine of the deck and one of the most important cards in almost every matchup. On play and when attacking, it lets us look at the top 5 cards of our deck and play an animal type character with 4,000 power or less rested. This card is what allows us to keep on applying pressure and maintaining our aggressive playstyle throughout the game. And finally, we have the OP-09 Odyssey Chopper, and its effect allows us to restand at the end of the turn, making it much harder for our opponents to clear our boards and help maintain the aggression going to the next turns. For mid game, we are running Monkey D. Luffy. This is from the starter deck 21 and is an excellent mid game card since it has rush and also gives out a rested dawn when it attacks to our character or leader. And when combined with our leader effect, this card can essentially be played out for 1 dawn, which is extremely efficient. And now we're going to be moving to the latest additions to the deck, starting off with Humandrill from OP-14. We are running 4 copies of the OP-14 Humandrill. This card is a 3 cost 4k power animal type that not only has a 2k counter, but also has a great effect. When this card is rested on our turn, it allows us to rest one of our opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. And while we don't have cards that allows us to rest our own characters manually, this effect triggers naturally when we attack, helping us to play around several blockers such as Marco and Boa. The other new card that we have added is the EB-04 Megalo. So Megalo is a 4 cost 4k power animal type character with a 2k counter, and although we can't play Megalo off the Searcher event, which we'll be going over later on, we can play it off Searcher Chopper's effect. And this card is also great because on play, we can rest Megalo and KO up to one of our opponent's characters with 8k power or less that is rested. And we can also combine this with the EB-01 Chopper to KO an 11k character, which is quite effective. And to go over the final character on our deck, we have the 9 cost Zoro from OP-06. Zoro has two effects. The first being when attacking, you can rest one of your Dawn cards to restand him. And active main, you can rest two Dawn cards to restand him as well. And while this card goes against the deck's low-cost swarm focus strategy, it's essential in certain matchups, especially against decks like Ace, that force us to slow down and play longer games. Ace's card draw and blockers make it really hard to close out games, but combining the 9-drop Zoro with Sanji's unblockable effect, it allows us to push for game through multiple high-power unblockable attacks. And finally, going over the events. So we are running 4 of the Just Shut Up and Come With Us, which is an event from EB-01. This is a counter event that for 1 Dawn, it lets us look at the top 5 cards of our deck and play out a 3-cost animal type character as active. Most of the time, the best target is the Searcher Chopper, but it's very situational. You can also play a blocker like the EB-01 Chopper to stop follow-up attacks as well. Our last card and final event of the deck is 2 copies of Dead Man's Game. As a counter, it gives plus 3k power to our leader for 1 Dawn. However, it also has an active main effect where for 4 Dawn, you can rest a total of 2 of your opponent's characters or Dawn. And this lets us play around counter events like You Frighten Me, Gum Gum Giant, or even rest blockers to be able to go for game. And this is the list that I'm essentially going to be testing soon at locals, and I've been running on the sim as well. I really plan to do a follow-up video with gameplay and any changes I make as the dev develops. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. As always, thank you for your support, and I'll see you on the next one.